How you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're taking a look at the 1993 Catwoman series. This is issue number 1. Okay, this is written by Joe Duffy, drawn by Jim Ballant, and inked by Dick Giordano. This was part of, loosely tied into the Nightfall series that was just like DC Comics printing money, and it kind of had like a gimmick cover. If you put your hand on it, it feels like braille, like I don't know what the word is, but the figure of Catwoman is raised on the cover, so you could feel make obvious jokes that you want, that I'm feeling up Catwoman. That's fine. But look at that. That's a great splash page. Again, I never cough, and then I turn on the video and I'm coughing. So it's Catwoman, and there's the credits. I just pretty much said it. This was under Dennis O'Neill's editorship, and I told you I talk about him, I feel like every video. But he viewed himself as the custodian. He viewed himself as the custodian of the character, or caretaker, whose job it was to, when he left the character, that its value didn't diminish, so he could hand it off to the people in the future, so that they could work, and this character will generate money for them. He was very conscious of the value of the characters, and he didn't want to tarnish them and ruin them. Let's look at the indicia, even though we know everything. 1993. And this was Catwoman's first solo ongoing. She had a 4-issue miniseries testing out the water that I thought was excellent. I should break that out. See, here she is. She's robbing the museum. Typical cat burglar stuff. So at this point in time, she's a full-on bad guy. So look, she's jumping in. Jim Ballant is just famous for like this cheesecake girly artwork. And, who am I to argue? He's just, and I'm not reading the words. Look at the storytelling. Look at Selina's jumping around, being all sexy. And if you saw my video with the Alan Davis drawn Catwoman, it reminds me of that. Stop, put your hands up. You're right. If you say so. See here, she's being all sexy and flirty, and then she just takes out the cat of nine tails, and just whips the security guard, and then here she goes, and she's taking everything. Unfortunately, as coincidences go, because comic books are ripe with coincidences, a little mouse sets off the security. So here she takes what she's going after and leave. Here we go. Here's a movie that got memory hold. Meteor Man. Remember this? Pete, what's his name? Townsend. Oh, I can't remember his name. But Robert Townsend. He gets hit in the face with a meteor and he gets superpowers. There you go. I think that's the first black superhero movie. Came out in 1993. Look at that cast. Look at that cast. Excellent cast. Bill Cosby. You don't see Bill Cosby anymore. Anybody know why you don't see Bill Cosby anymore? Bill Cosby used to be a big deal, and all of a sudden he's not a big deal anymore. Bark Toot. I don't know what that is. All right, let's go back to this. So here she is, and she's meeting her henchmen, Bird and Leopold. So she's giving them the jewels, because Bane runs Bartertown. So at this point in time, Bane is the kingpin, the head honcho in Gotham City. So she's giving them this, and then Bane's gonna fence them all, and then she gets a cut. So look, being all catty and coy. And this is, if I remember, this is Arizona. This is a runaway that she took in, and her house is, she's a crazy cat lady too. And Arizona almost says the name Selina, and Bane is trying to dig up dirt on Catwoman. He wants to know her secret identity so he could lord it over her, and because Catwoman is like an independent contractor, and Bane doesn't like that. He's a control freak. Here we have some, sexy Catwoman figure. Arizona's, she's scolding Arizona like, you almost messed up. You almost gave away my secret identity. Okay, opening Seward, My Hollow Comic Megastore number 2. We have Rob Liefeld. This was him at the height of his powers, looking like a little kid. Jeez, he's a little baby in that picture. Just want to, And that's Jim Shooter looking like Frankenstein. I've talked about Jim Shooter a few times. He was my favorite of the editor-in-chiefs at Marvel Comics. The guy was like 6'6", and a pockmarked skin. Yeah, he did. He looked like nerd Frankenstein. And here's Selina being all sexy and ready, and telling her story. So now she's just going on and on, talking about the past, how she rescued Arizona from creeps as she ran away from home, and she's doing whatever that is. She's petting her cat. Jeez, I thought she was sewing, but she's putting the jeweled collar. So she didn't give all of the goods to the goons. She puts a jeweled collar on the cat, and whatever. So she's kind of annoyed, that she has to, all crime has to go through Bane. So when she steals all the jewels, she gives it to Bane's henchman, and then Bane's henchman takes a cut and gives Catwoman her earnings. So she's kind of annoyed by that. Oh, look at this. This is this Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman and the freaky penguin. Oh, who cares? I didn't like the Tim Burton Batman movies. They didn't age well, and I didn't like them at the time. So now they're talking about Bane. Okay, the obligate. So I like this. She's talking to Arizona, and that's such a good technique to bring the reader up, because we can't assume that everybody who picks up Catwoman knows, number one, knows the status quo of Gotham City. So Bane comes in, beats up Batman and everything like that, and takes over Gotham City, and here's Bane himself putting on his mask. I never liked the character of Bane. I got to be honest. So this is bringing the readers up to the status quo for what's going on. And Bane is yelling at Leopold, his henchman, go get me. I want Catwoman's secret identity. I don't like that she. She could come and go as she please. She could just take off the costume and disappear, and Bane doesn't like that. So, the jewels, what's going on here? Oh, is that Selina in disguise? I don't even know. And here we go. And coming out in a towel, using all of her charms to distract people. She's putting the jewelry around. I'm sorry, I gotta hurry. Tiffany. And there's the real Tiffany. So here you go. Notice it's dark. So Catwoman robbed this guy with this guy's aid. Perfect Catwoman. So she comes out of the bathroom in the dark, like all sexy and flirty and everything. I want to be perfect for you. Am I perfect? And kisses him, and he puts the jewelry on her, and she walks out. And then there's the real Tiffany. Oh no! What did I do? And there's Catwoman jumping away. Perfect cat burglary, right? And here she's got the jewels. Talking with Arizona. The guy's checking her out. Can you blame him? And Cat's doing what cats do. And we got to cut you in. Get you're doing really good. Here's extra something for ourselves. Of course, she's on the take. She skims a little bit off the top, and this guy is firing a missile. There's something scaring the cats. That preternatural sense, and boom, there goes her pad. So, ta-da, Mortal Kombat. So here we go. This, how many issues was this? That's going to drive me nuts. I forget how many issues, but it was a good run. It ran from 1993 to 2001. And I didn't collect it at the time. I don't know why. I was going full on crazy with collecting comics, but I didn't get this. It went 94 issues and a couple of annuals. But when Chuck Dixon took over writing, I was a big Chuck Dixon fan. So I got, and then of course I had to go buy the back issues. So I forget what issue Chuck Dixon took over, but whatever Chuck Dixon took over, that's when I started collecting. And I think it was around, I don't know, 30 or something like that. But so then I went and I got the back issues, and they were kind of expensive, and then the price went down, so I kind of bought them at a high. It was one of the few times I actually, got screwed buying back issues. I recommend it. It's fun, superhero. You see her like flirting with being good, going back to bad, going back to good, but she also, one thing she doesn't like is, she's a cat. She's got a cat personality. Sometimes you're petting a cat and the cat will just scratch you. That's where I got that from. My freaking cat just bit the hell out of me the other day. And I've since learned that my cat has dry fur, so when you pet it, develops static, and it actually hurts, and he bites you because I'm hurting the cat. I didn't know that, so now I feel bad. But anyway, that's how cats are. You pet them, and all of a sudden they attack you, and that's her. She doesn't like to be caged by Bane. So in the first part of this series, the main villain or the main bad guy is Bane. Not even Batman. Batman's got more on his plate than her going around stealing jewels. So it's a nice look at the underworld of Gotham. I thought it was pretty good. Art was fantastic. Jim Ballant does the art for most of the series. Dick Giordano, I don't think sticks around that long. And like I said, Dick Giordano, he's an artist, he's an inker, and I think he is one of the guys that helped create the DC look, the DC house style. So there, I thought this was a great series, a lot of fun. I remember I was coming across the country to go to a wedding, so I was taking the Greyhound bus, and one of the things I did, well, when I was living out east, and I was going to New York for my friend's wedding, and I bought a stack of back issues of Catwoman. I remember specifically I had like 63 that run, so I was finishing off the run of Catwoman, of issues that I missed. I was dirt broke during this period of time when I was living out west, and I had a big stack, and I was just sitting there reading comic books because it was like a 2.5 day bus ride. So I'm just reading like a 30 issue stack of Catwoman comics, and this guy was like, "Oh, those look good. Can I read them?" And I just sat there, and he took the comics, and I was just like, "Please don't bend them. Please don't fold them out." You know what I mean? I was just so nervous. And then he got up and started sitting with some other girl, and they were flirting, and he handed me the comics back. He was like, "I got something better to do." And him and this girl like made out for 2.5 days, and I'm sitting by myself. At least I got a seat by myself reading Catwoman comics. I'll never forget that. So there you go. There's my Catwoman story. So see you around. Before I start repeating myself, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. This was a fun read. There are some stinker issues, but overall was a good series. I recommend it. It's pretty dirt cheap now. You could pick them up dirt cheap. All right, thanks a lot. See you around, and I appreciate that you took time out of your busy day to watch my videos. See you around. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.